Hey, what's up guys? Brian here, Brian's Law Maintenance. Hey, we're gonna do another episode of Truck Talk Tuesday. This one is gonna be about the truck that almost never was. And this is about all the frustrations and all the stuff that went on behind the back end to get the vehicle that almost never was. Talking a little bit about some issues with financing, some issues with the dealer, the issues with finding a truck, and all this mess that went on through the back end of actually buying my new truck. Now, a lot of you guys know I'm super positive, but I'll tell you what, the experience of buying a new vehicle was a very interesting one for me. Now, I will tell you straight up, I have no qualms against the dealer, the credit union, any of the other dealers that are involved in this whole process. It wasn't really anybody's fault. There was just a bunch of little hiccups, which, just so you guys know, maybe if you ever are in the market for buying a new vehicle, what you're looking at. So most of you guys know, 4 months ago, I took a test drive of an F250. My sales guy, Will Kent, really good guy. If you guys are in the market for a new vehicle, you live in Metro Detroit, check out Will. He hooked me up with a test drive of one of their 250s. Now, they actually ended up having a 350 diesel on the lot. It was an XLT. Obviously, being a 350 with the diesel, that wasn't what I was going to pull the trigger on. I knew I was going to get the 6.2 gas and then the Lariat trim, but nonetheless, it's basically the exact same vehicle. And you know what? That whole test drive was really nice. It was a great experience. Everybody at the dealer was super cool, super friendly. No qualms against anybody up there. Let me tell you guys what happens next, though. The next month and a half just turned into just a kind of a mess. So this was at the end of August, and basically about a month later, I knew I was going to pick up a new vehicle. I was already 50-60% sure when I was test driving it based on some of the numbers we were already running and things that were projected in the fall. I get closer to fall. We're making a lot more money. Things are growing. The business is growing. Life is good. And you know what? I'm like, hey, let's go buy an F250. Let's do this thing, right? Here's what happens next. It's about mid to late September, going into October, and basically my buddy Will says, hey, look, if you want to order a custom F250, which is what I wanted to do, he goes, we're gonna have to start ordering that bad boy now. We got about a 2 or 3 week window left. So I get on the phone and I start with the credit unions. And if you guys have ever purchased a vehicle, financing is always the first thing you want to figure out. Next is the vehicle. So I actually start the process with a credit union, and we start getting the rates. We start getting all the paperwork turned back and forth into those guys. And long story short, they come back about a week later with a 2.99% rate on 72. Pretty favorable. I like that. Next up, I have to order the vehicle. We have to find a vehicle. Well, basically what happened was the exact same time I got approved for the loan, about a week and a half later, it ended up being the last day that I was able to order a custom F250, which was really interesting because my original thought was, hey, I'm gonna order a 2018 F250. I'm gonna get that bad boy in. I figured those 2018s would be hitting the dealer showroom floor mid to late October going into November. I'd be able to pick one up, order one in, we'd be rocking and rolling, right? Well, what happens was the 2018s actually were delayed. They're switching over the line a little bit from 17 to 18, and basically the 18s were gonna be delayed until delivery schedule late December, early January, maybe even into February. And basically at the same time, it was the day I was approved for the loan was the exact same day that it was the last day where you could order a 2017 F250. And you know what? It was a lot all going at once. I'm still working full time at this point. You know, I got done with a 10-hour day cutting grass, doing leaf cleanups, well, whatever we were doing back then. And I just wasn't comfortable with dropping 55, 60,000 bucks on a truck just yet. And, you know, having this whole process get that started that quick. I thought I'd have a couple weeks to think about things. So what happens is I can't wait around until January, February to take delivery of a 2018 and doing snow removal in Michigan. I can no longer now order a 2017 F250, which kind of stinks. So now I'm stuck with buying inventory that's on somebody's lot somewhere here in Metro Detroit, Michigan, or obviously in the US, right? Hey, no big deal. I'm a positive guy. We'll find a vehicle in the area. We'll make this thing happen, right? Fast forward, a couple days goes by. I'm at the MGIA Snow Show up here in Novi, Michigan. It was a great little show. Had some fun there. And as I'm walking in, I get a return phone call from another credit union saying, hey, we know that you're in the market. You left us a voicemail. We wanted to follow up with you. Can we get some numbers moving? Can we potentially earn your business? I said, sure, man, of course. I already got approval from one credit union. It's always good to have two. That way they can fight it over the rates and the terms, and, you know, hopefully it's a better scenario for me, right? What happens is that I send them all my same info, all my same numbers, all the same details, and they come back with a little bit better rate, a 2.49 on 72. Hey, sounds great, right? and I feel a lot more comfortable about the financing aspect of the whole transaction. Now I just got to find my truck. Obviously at this point I know exactly what I want, right? I want the F250, I want it red with the quad beam headlights, 20-inch chrome, FX4, no bed spray in because obviously we got the Line X, no cab lights because I got the Recon lights that I wanted to do aftermarket. So I know exactly the vehicle I want. Pretty cool scenario, or at least I thought. There was a vehicle that was literally an exact match plus a few extra options at another local dealer about 35 minutes down the road. How crazy cool is that? I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna find my truck. It's 35 minutes away. Those guys have a great relationship with them. They said they can do a dealer swap and we'll go get my vehicle, right? So what I end up doing, which I thought would be a great idea, was to make a little inquiry on the vehicle at that local dealer, which I'm not gonna put them, put their name out there. I really don't like them right now. They really made this whole process a lot harder than it was. They were kind of buttheads about this whole process, but because I'm a classy dude, I'm gonna leave their name out of it. What they ended up doing is, because somebody inquired on that truck, they actually marked the vehicle sold in their system because they know there's a potential buyer out there, which basically means that my dealer no longer was able to do a dealer swap with that dealer to get my vehicle. Does that make sense to you guys? So what happens is that I've got literally my dream truck plus a few extra options. It had the adaptive steering, one or two other little creature comforts, maybe navigation. I can't exactly remember, but it was a little bit more than I really needed. But nonetheless, it was 30 minutes down the road. I thought we could do a dealer swap. What ends up happening is that I basically put a wrench in the whole process because I did a dealer inquiry on it, and that dealer was not interested in transferring that vehicle to my dealer for me to purchase it, knowing a customer is out there. So now let's move the ball forward. Here's where we're at next. My guy, Will, who's great. I mean, he definitely earned his commission. I said, Will, I want the exact truck. I don't want gray. I don't want black. I don't want this. I want exactly the vehicle I want. My wife was adamant that, hey, if it's your vehicle, you're gonna buy it, you're gonna get exactly what you want. And you know what? I felt the exact same way. So a little transition here, had to park, but what happens here next? Okay, so my buddy Will goes, hey, no big deal. We'll get you your exact truck. Let's start figuring some things out, right? I got the 2 credit unions. I'm approved for financing for both. Hey, no big deal, right? Well, he ends up finding the exact same truck I want over in Iowa. It's like 450 miles away. He's like, hey, we can fly some guys over there to go pick it up. We can drive it back. He sends me the sell sheets. He sends me the window sticker on it all. It lines up 100% what I want. It's actually like $3 grand cheaper than the other vehicle that was at a local dealer that I can no longer get access to that vehicle. I want my guy to still earn the commission. I want to go through my dealer, Tom Holzer Ford. They've done legwork for me for 2 or 3 months. They let me do those test drive vehicles. So I'm really loyal to these guys. I want to make sure that I earn this commission with them. I'm not interested in abandoning my dealer, right? So what happens is that my guy gets on the phone with those guys. It takes about a week, week and a half. Their vehicle swap guy, their GM, whoever it is, he's out sick for a couple of days, go figure, and we can't get anything moving. So it's just limbo. And at this time, I locked down my commercial contract, so I know I got snow money. We're billing snow like left and right. This is just maybe a business tip for you guys too, man. But I'm moving forward, man. Business is moving forward. Brian's plowing snow no matter what happens. At the exact same time, I order a $8,000 Boss DXT plow. I told my guy Weingarts, his name is Ted, he's my sales guy. I'm like, hey bro, we're getting into snow plowing, let's do this thing. He orders me a $7,500 Boss plow. Now this is all going on mid to late October, right before the GIE. And he's like, yep, we got the Boss plow on order, let's rock and roll with this thing. So I'm spending money, I'm ordering things. I ordered my Recon lights, I'm on the phone with Line X. Dude, I'm doing so many things at once. I'm buying a truck. And literally what happens is that as the exact same day, my buddy gets a phone call back from the dealer over in Iowa. They said, yep, we'll do a dealer swap or we'll sell you the vehicle. I'm like, boom, we're in business, right? So what ends up happening is that Monday, my friend Will says, dude, we got the truck. We're gonna go send 2 guys out to go get it, right? I'm like, awesome. He goes, they'll fly out tonight. They'll have it back on Wednesday. I said, fantastic. So Tuesday morning, I get a phone call, actually an email from one of my credit unions, and they literally say, hey, based on all the numbers and everything, it looks good, but we're not going to be doing it as a personal loan because you're going to be using it for business. We want to write it up as a commercial loan. And in the email, she says, hey, just so you know, the rates aren't as favorable. We're going to need a lot more of this, a lot more of that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally just ordered a vehicle the day before there's two guys that spent $1,000 on plane tickets flying to Iowa to drive my truck back. They're in the truck driving my dream truck back home, and y'all just basically said I'm not approved. Hey, no big deal, right? I'm a positive guy. I've got the second credit union, right? No big deal. That's why you always have an extra of something, right? I get a same phone call text from those guys. Hey, we want to let you know that your pre-approved went great, but after we looked at the numbers, we have an issue. Because my wife, who no longer works a job because we make, you know, more income now this year, we grossed probably double what she used to make doing her audiology job. Like, that's how much more our business has grown this year. A lot more. And they said, because she's not working, we can't guarantee that you're gonna make the same amount last year as this year because she's not working. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, but my business has like tripled. My business has doubled this year. So what she made wouldn't even pay taxes on what I grew this year. So as a business owner, those numbers make sense to me, but to a bank, because it's not proof in the pudding, they said, look, you're no longer qualified for this loan. And I'm literally like, are y'all kidding me? I have two old guys driving back home from Iowa with my dream truck. I've got a Boss Plow, the whole deal, right? I'm not gonna keep going on with it, but Boss Plow, Line-X spray sponsorship, WeatherTech floor mats. I got recon lights, man. Everything's ordered. Everything's going great. I go to GIE. This is on a Tuesday or Wednesday. We get to GIE on Wednesday. I put up a video saying, hey, the new truck is ordered, man. I'm getting my dream truck. I can't wait. I'm at GIE meeting all of my friends, all the fans, everybody in the lawn care community down in Louisville, right? I get 150, 200 people. Hey, man, love your videos. Love this, love that. Congrats on the new truck. And I'm literally like, yeah, thanks, man. That's great. I literally have a truck order that I don't know if I can get financed for, essentially. So here's the deal. I'll tell you guys straight up. I put $20,000 down on this truck, which is like 30-some%. You know what I'm saying? And here's the deal. Nobody's putting $20,000 down on a vehicle. Nobody's putting 35, 38% down as a monthly payment. Most people buy a $30,000 car. They put $1,500 down. They finance it at a 7% rate, and those people get approved all day long because they have W-2s and jobs. When you're self-employed, it's so backwards. My girl did mortgages, and she did mortgages for high-end clients that are all self-employed. It's like pulling teeth, man. I can't wait to go through the whole home buying process if this was what it was like buying a vehicle, being self-employed and running our numbers. So what do we end up doing? I'm a positive guy. I get on the phone with my credit union guys and like, look, we're trying to get into the commercial vehicle game. We're trying to get more personal loans. We want to do more truck loans. Of course you do, right? Who doesn't, right? Y'all want to earn your commission and get on the whiteboard. Hey, so do I, right? So I'm like, look, what do you exactly need? What can I do to show proof in the pudding? And he goes, well, we need more numbers. We need more statements. So basically, there's 3 people on the planet now that know how much money I make. My wife, my mom, because she's my accounting, and my CPA. And I guess the 4th guy now is my loan officer, because, man, I sent this guy every single dollar, transaction, everything. What I ended up doing was, a lot of you guys know I use Square in the credit card processing program, Square, Register. I know it changed the names a couple times. All I did after I sent him all our W-2s, all our 1099s, all this stuff, man, bank statements, credit card slips, all this, everything, right? I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. It's like trying to prove my citizenship or something in America going into the Canada border, man. It's ridiculous, right? And that's a funny joke for my Michigan people. They're crazy like that. So here's the deal. I end up basically taking screenshots of my credit card processing slips alone, which this year is more than what my wife and I even made grossed together last year. That's how much business is up. And I'm not bragging. It's not the point. I'm just saying my credit card, just the credit card slips alone were more than what we both made last year. And that was good enough information for those guys to be like, damn, you know, things are going pretty good. All right, get this man approved. So literally this all happens Wednesday afternoon. I take these screenshots. We're driving down to GIE in Louisville. I've been up since 4 a.m. because we wanted to get to GIE at a decent time on Wednesday. We had access to the dealer day. So I'm on 4 hours of sleep. I'm wigged out. I cut 70 freaking lawns Monday, Tuesday to pull my lawns forward. I'm stressed out. I'm wigged out. I've been on the phone. I mean, you guys can imagine this whole drama, right? We get down to GIE about an hour outside of Louisville, and the loan officer guy calls me and says I'm approved, and basically I ended up crying. I literally freaking cried because I was so happy. I was so excited. My dream truck is at my dealer. I got finally approved. We got 2.49 on 72, which is stellar. By the way, the truck will be paid off in 3 years tops. On Wednesday, everything just finally came to a head and it all worked out freaking awesome. I got the exact truck I want, the financing that I fought for. We got the, everything just went great, man. I was just super stellar, and I broke down in the car. I started crying, man. And here's why, man, because it's not just the truck. It just what it really embodies and resembles is the fact that you started something from scratch. I started a business. I paid my own bills with my own business, with my own paychecks. Nobody did it for me but me and my girl. And it's just one of those things where I'm telling you guys what, until you buy a $58,000 vehicle or $55,000 vehicle or whatever it is, and you pay for it out of your own business, man, I get W-2s, I get jobs, man, but making 60 grand in corporate America, it's not the same thing as making 60 to 100 grand a year being self-employed. It's not even in the same galaxy. And I'm not saying I'm better, I'm not saying I'm worse, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not trying to be mean or rude. It's just one of those things where if you don't know what it's like being self-employed, my gosh, it's almost like you're persecuted, man. It's almost like you're talked down to at banks and all this stuff, when literally, like, we make more money than all these people. We had more in the bank than all these people. We you know what I mean? It's just interesting. But yeah, they want me to prove that is my business going to be around longer than you know, what it's currently doing. And I'm like, bro, we've been doing this for a decade and we've got all the numbers to show. Give me some freaking money to borrow. I told the guy, look, if you don't give me it right now, I'll come back next year and just pay cash. So you're all gonna lose out on the financing and the loan and being able to sell it. What do you want? Do you want to get a loan here or not? Like, it was no brainer to me. So anyway, as you guys can imagine, I get back from GIE a couple days later. You guys saw the vlog. We picked up our brand new truck. About 2 or 3 weeks later, I go to my Weingarts, my equipment dealer. I pick up my brand new Boss plow. I'm on cloud 9. A week later, we end up getting the bed sprayed in by Line-X. I take my truck back pretty much a week before that. I got my recon lights installed, the LED white lights, freaking awesome, and life is good. So all that being said, that was the story I wanted to tell you guys, man. All the videos make it look fun and pretty and cool, and it is, man. I'm so thankful, so humble, so excited for the truck. But what really went on is the fact that I got pre-approved twice. I ordered my truck after I couldn't order a special order truck, which the floor dropped out. Then I can order a 2018, the floor drops out. I can't order a 2017, the floor drops out. I said, fine, we found one 30 minutes down the road. I inquiry on it, can't get it. Floor drops out. I'm like, y'all gotta be kidding me. We find one in Iowa. The guy won't respond to our phone calls. Floor drops out. I have them finally get back to me. And you know what? They said we can get it. My guys are driving it back. Both credit unions dropped me the exact same day. Floor drops out. Man, you just gotta keep moving on. You just gotta keep fighting, man, and know what you want and not be denied. It was just crazy. The long story short is I got exactly what I want and things ended up working out. So anyway, hopefully that you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's lengthy, but dude, I'm telling you what, this is just my experience when buying a new vehicle. Hopefully it's not as brutal for you guys, and hopefully it goes a little bit more smoother, but you know what? It doesn't matter what happens. If you just keep on keeping on and moving forward, you can get whatever you guys want. As long as you guys are willing to work hard and hustle and dream big, you guys can get your dream truck too. All right, guys, over and out. Love ya. Catch up with you guys soon. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the rebound. Bye-bye.